So I'm starting this new series called Great Dames, and it's going to be on my YouTube channel as well, so make sure you go subscribe and check it out so that you don't miss a thing. Part of my band Dames' mission is to shine a light on some truly incredible women's stories in time and how they changed the course of history. Women like OLYMPE de Gouges of the French Revolution. Born into a bourgeois or middle-class family, she was forced against her will to marry a man much, much older than she was, which was also very common back then. She described this marriage as a disastrous experience, a repulsive situation, which later fueled her advocacy for women's rights and divorce. Luckily for Olympe, she was widowed within the year and vowed never to marry again, so that she may enjoy her freedom, to live the way she wanted to live, and to write and speak about issues that surrounded the times. So she moved to Paris and began her career, a social reformer, writer, and playwright, who spoke up on issues for abolition, child labor laws, divorce, and of course, women's rights. Her 1791 pamphlet, The Declaration of Rights of Women, was a direct reply to the Declaration of Rights of Man, which had been written 2 years earlier, and that's what sparked the First French Revolution and the fall of the monarchy. The Declaration of Rights of Women argued the importance of women having equal rights to men in matters of property and inheritance especially. While yes, Olympe de Gouges was a revolutionary and believed that people had the right to govern and make policy, she aligned herself with the more moderate Girondins, who believed in compromise and a constitutional monarchy. The more moderate Girondins did not condone the brutality and the chaotic violence of the more radical Jacobins, who demanded the blood of royalists and nobility. The Jacobins, of course, were later responsible for the execution of up to 40,000 people in the coming years. By 1793, the divide grew more and more disparate, and not even the moderates were safe. With her centrist views and outspokenness and criticism of the Jacobins, Olympe de Gouges was seen as a threat and was later arrested, subject to mock trial, and unfortunately executed at the guillotine. She was the third woman to be executed, second of course Marie Antoinette herself, the first being Charlotte Corday. The interesting issue that I see a correlation with here is that both sides were reacting to each other with such extremity that those who found themselves in the middle, like Olympe de Gouges, were seen as enemies of both sides. The final words were, "Children of France, you will avenge my death." Not only was she advocating for the rights of women, but for abolition, and she advocated for reform on divorce, on child labor. She advocated for maternity hospitals. This woman was so ahead of her time. To think of what policy could have been influenced by her writing had she been spared. Olympe de Gouges.